This is a roof inspection for James. We're at Enville Court, 8 Leamington Avenue, Leamington Spa. The date is the 18th of September. Starting the recording in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're starting off with the wide. This is from the rear of the property. If I pan down, we will have the flat roof of this extension. That's where we'll begin. If you can hear some banging and tapping in the corner, that's because they're having new windows fitted, but hopefully you can hear me nice and clearly amongst everything else. Okay, I'm just going to do a nice gentle pan around this roof area so that we can see what's happening. The gutters look clear. Let's go down and have a little closer look at the point where it joins the wall. It's approximately going to be around about 10 to 15 minutes, this video, just to get round all the areas nice and slowly. Move over to this side, we will see the other section there as well. Looks to be like we've got a good bit of moss or leaves that have gathered there. Not sure whose gutter that is just below. That may be the neighbour's guttering. Or some sort of flow off that plastic roof there. Okay, moving on to the main roof. In general, from what we've seen, we've captured images first. So in general, it seems to be in fairly good nick. There's a few tiles that are missing. The occasional bit of pointing that you can imagine, and then this section here. In the centre of the rear of the roof, which looks like a skylight or something may have been replaced, or something's been replaced at some point. So I'm just going to move around gently and get to all those areas, and then we'll move to the front. Start off on this side here. There's a little bit of moss and growth in the guttering on that centre left hand side down here. We've got what looks to be a tile. Let's just have a little look. Descend slightly. Just turn that beeping down. Looks to be a tile that's broken off and slipped down into the gutter there. Yeah. We've got quite a few marks all over these tiles. I'm not sure if anybody's been up there. Okay. So then we can come up and have a look at this lead work and this flue that's coming out. Have a little look into that guttering as well. That guttering looks nice and clear. Let's move over. Have a look at the condition of the tiles. We've got about a 15 to 20-mile-an-hour gusts at the moment, so if you see a slight shake, but other than that, everything should be nice and stable. This chimney, it looks like it may need a little bit of attention. You can see all the dark shadows there, and we've got a few tiles over here which looks like they're making their way out. Just looking at the shadows that are around those, looks like some of them may have lifted. Okay, let's move around this chimney stack. Apologies for the banging, but I can't stop the tradesmen from doing their work. Okay, this side looks like it's in a lot better condition. I'll just have a look at the back of this chimney stack. Looks like there may have been a repair done down there at some point. Over and see that side as well. Okay, so moving on to this one. Looks to be a bit of moss, maybe a bit of debris from mortar that's come out. This one actually looks in a little bit worse condition than the other. Getting a little bit closer. Be interesting to know if they've got any water coming in there into that property. I assume this is multiple apartments, so yeah, that debris that's down there with all the moss looks like it's come away from out of all that brickwork. There's the shadow of us. Okay, let's move around a little bit more. A few slightly moved tiles, but other than that, the other side of that stack looked like it was the worst. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's move on to these flues here. We've got a handful all in this section with what looks to be a repair done with felt. Oh no, it's not. It's some sort of plastic skylight. Okay, let's get a bit closer on that in a second. It looked like felt to me earlier, but now we're a little bit closer. Okay, so we've got a few tiles that have been repaired here with some ties just to hold them in place. And let's go down and have a little look at the mortar that's here. Couple of slip tiles there if we look in the from this angle. You can see just below the chimney, and to the left of the flue there's a few in the along the ridge just further down. Okay, let's move into a better position and have a little closer look. Yeah, earlier I thought that looked like lead, but it seems to be some sort of skylight repair or something similar. I'm not sure what that is that they've done there, but I'm sure you will. Okay, let's have a little look along the ridge here as well. We are currently at 9 minutes 30 on this, and this is where the most complex problems are. I can imagine it'd be another 5 minutes or so for us to cover the rest of it. Okay, so now let's go around this chimney here. There looks to be a fix that's going there. That looks like it may be coming apart slightly. That looks a little bit of fresh damage, bit of crack in there. Maybe that's made its way. That may be some of what we see in there. Okay. Let's have a little look around the back of the chimney. Looks to be a couple of slip tiles down there. Are we missing a cap on the top of this flue as well? Don't know what that's going to. Looks like a boiler or a toilet. Who knows? Okay, and the tiles again that are slipped to the bottom. Now this gives us a chance to kind of pan across the whole of this roof as well. So if I take a little step backwards, I can gently move across this area. Give you an overview of this backside. Got approximately 10 minutes left on the battery. We've been going for coming up to 12 minutes. Okay, we'll just go along this ridge and then we'll focus on the other chimney on the other side and then move on to the front. You see the little bit of wind turbulence there on the aerial, so the machine's doing really well to handle the gusts that are hitting this roof today. Okay. Got a slip tile there, just centre right of the stack now. Okay. And a slip tile there just to the left of the lead work of that chimney stack. And that's the condition of the top of the stack there. Okay, so now the front is fairly straightforward. I'm just going to gently move across the roof so that you can see any slip tiles that are there. while we're here, I'll show you into the gutters. They look like they're well maintained, recently cleaned. So we've got a little bit of potentially a bit of lead there. Okay, just gently move around this front, and then that should complete the video. Have a little closer look in there. Apologies for the beeping, it's all part of it. And you see the slip tiles along the ridge there, a handful again. And let's just have a little look at this final chimney, and then that completes it. Not sure what's going on with that lead. It looks like has it turned up slightly? Let's have a little closer look there. And there we go. That completes the video tour of this roof, and it will accompany photos of all these areas as well. If you have any questions, just let me know.